time you've asked me in the last half hour. Here. I don't need a watch. I need a dress.
To tell time?
To make time with Richard. He was supposed to have picked me up 2 hours ago. Do you know where he is? With Sue Ellen Turner. She has a new evening gown for the Saturday night dance.
Richard wouldn't break a date with you.
You haven't seen that evening gown. There he is. His Royal Highness has finally decided to show up. Well, he's not going to keep me waiting for 2 hours while he's out with another girl. Patty, don't worry. I'm not going to bawl him out or get hysterical and cry. I'm going to be very aloof. I'm going to be very calm, sophisticated. I'm going to say to him, Richard, that's the most inconsiderate thing I've ever heard of. What? I've been waiting for you for 2 hours, and if you think you can just come around whenever you feel like it and tell me you're sorry and that it'll never happen again, and that you want me to take you back, well, I won't do it. I don't care if I ever see you again. Sue Ellen Turner can have you for all I care. Oh, you can take Sue Ellen to the dance Saturday night.
Okay, I will.
Richard again. I can take him or leave him.
Then why are you so upset?
I don't mind leaving him, but I don't want him to leave me.
Richard said he misunderstood about Saturday. I'm sure if you called him, everything would work out.
Do you think I would stoop low enough to call him?
What did he say?
He's still taking Sue Ellen.
You'd better hurry up, Patty. We'll be late for school. We're having our chemistry final this morning.
They can't teach you chemistry in school. Either you have it or you haven't. I haven't.
Are you the most popular girl at school?
Ha! I can't even get a date with my own steady. Just because some blonde comes up with a copy of a Paris original. You know, it's funny about boys. You think you have them all figured out, then whammo, you're nowhere. Yesterday I was an expert. Today I'm a wallflower.
That's it. That's what?
The dress I'm wearing to the Saturday night dance.
I thought Richard broke his date with you.
Well, he'll unbreak it when he sees me in that dress.
But, Patty, it's so expensive. Where will you get the money?
Papa will give it to me.
Are you certain?
Positively. I can wrap him around my little finger. All I have to say to him is, Papa, darling.
No.
Are you serious?
Test me.
But it's for the dance Saturday night. It'll be the most important dress of my whole life.
You don't need a dress that expensive, Patty.
Papa, if I don't get the dress, I'll lose Richard.
That's the first promising thing you've said yet.
I'm old enough to pick my own dresses.
Honey, when you're old enough to earn your own money, you'll be old enough to pick your own dresses. But while your mother and I are paying, we're picking.
I'll pay for it myself. All I need is an advance on my allowance.
You're already well into next year.
Boy, they talk about teenagers going through a difficult stage. What about parents?
Now, Patty, there's very little that your mother and I refuse you.
Yeah, but when you do, it's a matter of life and death.
I'd hardly put Richard in the category of life and death.
I could lose him.
I don't think that's going to happen. He never even dates any other girls.
That's just it. He thinks I'm great because he has nobody to compare me to. You should see Sue Ellen. That's really unfair competition.
Don't underestimate yourself, honey.
One date with her and he'll probably never look at me again.
Patty, if Richard is so fickle that he can be swayed by a dress, do you really think he's worth having?
Yes. Now, will you buy me the dress?
No.
But, Patty, your father said you can't have the dress.
Oh, no.
He said, honey, when you're old enough to earn your own money, you'll be old enough to pick your own dresses. So, all I have to do is think of some business to go into.
But you can't possibly earn that much money between now and Saturday. All I need is enough of the down payment.
Now, what can I do?
You can forget it, Patty. Have you ever earned any money?
Sure. I've done lots of things.
To wit, what?
Well, when I was 5, I had a newspaper stand out front. As soon as Papa finished reading the morning papers, I'd go out and sell them. And I've done some babysitting.
Babysitting? Oh, you mean tot tending? When Father had a newspaper assignment in London, I used to do that to earn extra money.
Well, babysitting or tot tending, it's no good. You get $1 an hour, but you can go 2 or 3 weeks before somebody asks you to sit. There's no organization to it.
An organization for babysitting.
And that's why you brought me over here? With all the nutty ideas.
Nutty idea? That's what they said about Columbus when he went looking for America. Don't you see? If we organize all the babysitters at school to work for our agency, and they pay us a commission.
Why?
Because we get them the jobs. The people with the babies call our agency.
Why?
Because they can make one call and be sure of getting a babysitter trained in talcuming, burping, diapering, and pablumum.
And who trains them?
We do. All right, I do. But it's silly of me to explain all that to your executive brain.
It's sure... My what brain?
Executive. I mean, you'd be sitting behind that big old desk. Doctor's babysitting service. A one-sitter? Right. What address? Bring. Hold it, please. Doctor's babysitting service, Richard L. Harrison speaking. Bring. One moment, please. Doctor's babysitting service, Richard L. Harrison, president and manager speaking. I mean, you'd be doing all that and assigning the sitters? Okay, boss, 320 Park Avenue. Right, old boss, I'm the double boss. And of course, you'd also be busy handling the agency commissions and putting our profits in the bank.
Well, I can see you're gonna need someone to run it for you, or you'll make a mess of it.
You said it, boss.
Is that, doctor's babysitting service?
Well, I sat for Dr. Fletcher once, so I'm a doctor's babysitter. And it's obvious to a big executive brain like yours that calling it that will give parents confidence in us. Won't it?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Mom's reading glasses to make me look older and more reliable.
Yeah, they do a lot for you.
J.R. Gresham. Oh, I'll take that now.
Now, what's in it?
Baby supplies.
Oh, it seems like I should carry it.
In the medical profession, the nurse does the heavy work, not the doctor.
Oh, listen now, don't you tell those people I'm really a doctor.
Well, all right. Are you still taking those pills for your stomach?
Sure. In the morning and before I go to bed.
Well, at least I can say you're taking medicine. Somebody's coming. Well, here we go. Our first call. Good luck. Are you Mrs. Gresham?
Yes.
Do you have a child who sometimes needs the services of a babysitter?
Well, I do have a 5-year-old boy, but when we want a sitter, we usually phone around and manage to find somebody. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I dropped my doctor's babysitting service kit, which is full of baby supplies, and which all our sitters carry because we're so efficient at babysitting.
I don't think...
And if you use our service, you don't have to do all that phoning around. One call to Doctor's Babysitting Agency will bring a qualified, trained babysitter to your door practically before you hang up. If we could step inside and tell you about some of our services, we have a whole gob of advantages. After you, Doc.
You seem quite young. You didn't say Doc.
Yes, ma'am. Harrison.
M.D.?
No, ma'am. Richard L.
We call him Doc because he's taking medicine.
Really?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Night and day.
It's my stomach. It's nervous.
My name is Patricia Lane. Miss Patricia Lane.
I have never married.
Well, won't you sit down? At least I can listen to a few of your agency's gobs of advantages.
Well, our biggest advantage is that we can always keep an eye on everything.
Are you all right?
Yes, ma'am. I was just so interested in telling you about our agency's advantages, I didn't see the little old chair. Our other advantage is that all our babysitters are trained in baby care.
Well, that is an advantage.
Not only are they trained, but wait till you see the kit. Each of our cities carries this doctor's babysitter services baby service kit. It's very complete. Talcum powder, diapers, safety pins, blanket, and rattle.
Honey, do you know what those landlords have done? They have arranged to bring up that zoning revision at the council meeting tonight.
Can they get it passed?
Well, not if we get every tenant in the building down there to protest. And that's what we have to do. Now.
We can't leave Edmund alone, and they're the other parents. Wait. These youngsters have a babysitting service.
You think they're reliable?
Well, they're cute and very sincere, and I'm sure they're a lot more conscientious than the teenage sitters that we usually get. Miss Lane, could you get 5 babysitters here by 7 o'clock?
Our sitters do have a lot of jobs tonight. 5. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you better hurry.
Don't worry. We'll be back. Miss Lane, yes? Thank you. We did it. We're in business.
You promised her 5 sitters. Now, where are we going to get 5 sitters?
Why not? All the kids are in this building. I'll get Kathy. The 3 of us can handle it. And think of the money we're going to make.
I wish I really were a doctor. I feel sick.
Come on, what can go wrong?
I won't know until 7 o'clock.
Aren't you ready yet? I'll be there as soon as I can. If I don't post my letter to Father before 8 o'clock, it'll be a day late and he'll worry.
Oh, Patty, dear, that's no way to eat your dinner.
I know, Mom, but my whole future as a businesswoman and a wife depends on what happens tonight. You don't want me to be an old maid, do you?
Hey, where are you going?
To work. Remember, you said if I earned it, I could buy it.
Buy?
Bye.
Buy what?
Bye, Mom.
Honey, the meeting starts in 15 minutes. Oh, come in, Mr. Mickle.
Well, we're leaving now, Gresham. I just wanted a word with the sitters.
Patty, Richard, this is Mr. Mickle. He's in apartment number 4.
How do you do?
I want you to treat my little Bobby with care and consideration.
Oh, we will, sir.
Well, some of the sitters have been prejudiced against Bobby. He's a wonderful, charming, perfectly normal boy. Both his psychiatrists say so.
Better get started. I'll be right behind you.
Hello, Charlie.
Oh, hello, Mickle.
Kids, this is Mr. Anderson, apartment number 7.
How do you do? Now, listen, I want you to put your best sitter in my apartment, number 7. You see, little Rollo is only 6 months old, and, well, he's just a baby, and he misses us so much, and, well, he cries when we're gone.
There, Charlie. Rollo be all right?
I promise you, sir, we'll take special care of Rollo.
Oh, thank you.
In all my life, I've never seen a man so crazy about a puppy.
Puppy? Huh? I guess from now on, it's doctor's baby and puppy sitting service.
Patty, Richard, this is Edmund.
Oh, hi, Edmund.
Now, he can stay up and watch TV until 8 o'clock, but after that, it's sleepy bye.
Good night, son.
Goodbye, Daddy. Goodbye, Mommy.
Well, you get Edmund started on his television. I'll go open the doors to the apartment so we can hear anything that goes on.
Good idea. What do you want to watch tonight, Edmund?
I want Wagon Train.
Wagon Train isn't on right now.
I want Wagon Train. I want Wagon Train. I want Wagon Train.
I've already got a problem with little Edmund.
Well, change him.
I will not. Anyhow, that's not the problem.
All right, I'll be there in a minute. I want to look in on the puppy.
Hello there, nice
Puppy?
Come on,
Watch it.
Are you all right?
Oh, fine.
I want to watch Wagon Train.
Oh, boy, we gotta do something about that little Edmund.
I want to watch Wagon Train. I want to watch Wagon Train. Are you the babysitter?
Yeah, I am.
Could you come in here, please?
Number 4. You know, both his psychiatrists. I better handle it.
Oh, no. You take the puppy over with Edmund. After Rollo, anything will be a pleasure.
Come on, Rollo. Sweet Rollo. Nice Rollo. I can handle him fine. Come on.
You all right there, babysitter? Good. I don't want to knock you off too early. I figure I can get a couple more hours of fun out of you tonight. You little. Might as well quit, kiddo. I've already been called everything. The one I like best is the babysitter killer of Avenue B.
That was a mean trick, dropping that bucket of water over the door.
Please don't tell anybody. Please.
Well, I don't know.
Please don't. That trick's strictly amateur stuff. You'll ruin my reputation around the neighborhood.
Well, if you'll be good,
I'll do the best I can. But I'm just a fun-loving little monster. Okay, let's get some action around here. Whoa!
sorry I'm late. How's the babysitting business?
Business? It's
Don't worry, the wagon train will be along any second now. Bobby promised he'd be good if we read to him. So Patty went to get his book.
I have both babies in the other bedroom. They're sleeping beautifully. After a while, I'll move them to number 6. Well, here's his bedtime storybook, The Life and Times of Jack the Ripper.
You expect me to go for that Mother Goose jazz, did you?
I have to get back to my nursery. If you need me, call.
My healthy little body is too charged with energy to listen to a book. I want you to play a game with me.
I know a nice little game I'd like to play with you.
Richard, I think that's illegal.
I want to play pin the tail on the donkey.
All right, if it'll keep him out of trouble, I'll play with him.
I'll play with you, but we won't play pin the tail on the donkey.
Okay, you ain't got no donkey anyway. We'll play finger in the ear.
Finger in the ear?
I close my eyes and see if I can put my finger in your ear without looking.
Okay, but we'll do it the other way around. I'll put my finger in your ear.
Well, okay.
Richard, put him into bed. He's asleep.
Ain't that sweet?
Shh. Yes, it is. And you've been very sweet, too. For the last 5 minutes, anyway. Don't turn it up. You might wake Edmund.
I'll just look at it without any sound.
Good.
Everything's quiet, huh?
At last.
The parents will be back any second
isn't bad.
Put him in with the babies. I'll get him to sleep. Perhaps you'd better go too and let me handle Bobby.
Oh, no, I got us into this. I'll handle him.
You're the boss.
You heard what she said. From now on, I'm gonna boss. Sit there. Mother Goose. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, so the poor dog had none.
Oh, look at the puppy in the picture.
There's no puppy.
There, a little bitty puppy. I can see it. Look closer.
Where? I don't care how permissive your parents are.
Kiddo.
That Bobby's not to be believed. I don't know what he'll do next.
I think we'd better find out. I'll go peek in the Gresham's kitchen to see what he's up to.
The parents are back.
Well, how's Rollo? He's all right, isn't he?
Oh, he's fine. He's a number 6, and so are Edmund and the other babies.
Where's Bobby?
Bobby!
I'm in the kitchen, Patty. Come on in. I've got a big surprise for you.
A surprise. Isn't that sweet?
Why don't you go in and you surprise him?
Bobby?
You all messy, Patty? I'll clean you off. Boy, oh boy, I'm ready. Not tonight.
If you're not, you're sure gonna be. Come here.
Kathy, you look beautiful. If you didn't have a date tonight, I'd take you to that dance myself.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
Isn't Patty ready yet?
She's putting on the finishing touches.
Raising a daughter is really an education. For instance, men always wonder when it is you women start being late for dates. You start in your teens.
We need the practice.
How do you like my new dress?
You look too good for Richard Harrison. So you must have really impressed him with your business ability for him to break his date with Sue Ellen and take you out.
I didn't impress him. I put him in a state of shock. He's taking me out because he says I'm helpless without him.
That's a marvelous approach, dear. Remember it.
You mean it's been used before?
Well, I won't say it's old, but I'd be willing to bet that Eve asked Adam if he'd mind reaching up and pulling down the branch so she could pick the apple.
There's the boy. Hi.
Hi, Patty. Good evening. Hi, Kathy. Here's your corsage.
Thank you, Craig.
Here's the corsage I brought for you, Patty. And here's one I found on the doorstep.
On the doorstep. To Patty from a secret admirer.
Oh, some guy's got a lot of nerve. Who sent it?
How do I know? Is a girl expected to know all her secret admirers?
Well, let me see it. Bobby. Bobby? That little monster. That's some secret admirer.
Don't laugh. It was very sweet of him. Gives you kind of a warm feeling to know you reformed a bad little boy.
Whatever you say.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are
Strychnine or sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid.
And besides, strychnine leaves such an unpleasant aftertaste.
Go ahead, laugh. What do you care if the whole entire student body cries itself to sleep tonight?
Would you be willing to tell us what the whole entire student body will be crying about?
The basketball team. We're going to lose the big game.
Don't be silly, child. For the first time in 10 years, we've got a team that can't lose. With Stretch Edwards in there, we're a cinch to win the league title.
That's the point. He's not in there. He left school today.
Stretch can't leave. I mean, the big game is only a week away.
Hi, everybody. Isn't it lovely? It was expensive, but worth it.
Isn't that a Ferranti original?
That's right.
It's beautiful.
Only one in the world like it. I'm going to have shade made for it.
That's nice.
It's made of Carrara marble.
It's wonderful. Now, tell me about Stretch.
His father got a job in Detroit. They moved today.
Well, somebody should have talked to his parents.
They did. The principal, the coach, and the president of the student body. Is basketball really worth all that fuss?
It is when you spent 10 years with a losing team and you finally get a chance to make mincemeat out of the opposition. Why can't they fly Stretch back for the game?
Papo, if a student lives out of the district, he's ineligible.
And so everybody just sat around and did nothing while we lost the greatest center that Brooklyn Heights High ever had. Why didn't you tell me this before?
I just found out.
You'd think some public-spirited citizen would have stepped forward and offered his home for this boy.
Like who?
Like us. He could have stayed here.
Martin, let's not get carried away.
Now, Natalie, it would only have been for a week. Brooklyn Heights hasn't won a championship for 10 years. Where's your loyalty?
It's a shame it's too late.
Yeah, he's probably halfway to Detroit by now.
You mean you would really have invited him to stay here?
Certainly. Why, if that boy weren't on his way to Detroit, he'd be an honored guest in this home tonight.
You can come in now, Stretch.
Yeah. Come on in, Stretch.
I sure appreciate your hospitality, Mrs. Lane. Thank you, sir.
They don't make Carrara marble like they used to.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. They're cousins all the way. One pair of beautiful kids, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet Russe and Cougar Suzette. They walk alike, times they even to
You sure cook a lot like my mother, Mrs. Lane.
I imagine she spends most of her time in the kitchen.
She always said I could eat faster than she could cook.
I believe her.
Basketball players have to eat a lot to keep up their energy. There certainly is a lot of them to keep up, isn't there? I'm going to be a basketball player, too, as soon as I put a little height on. Say, while you're here, you think you could teach me some basketball plays? Stick to checkers. Boy, when I grow 6 more inches, am I going to get you?
I'll clear the table. Why don't you go in the other room?
I'd like to help, Mrs. Lane.
No, never mind. The girls will help her.
I really want to help. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Oh, gee, did you hurt yourself?
No, I'm fine. It's okay.
I'll have it raised.
Thanks. Let me help you, Mrs. Lane. Gosh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't give it another thought, boy. That just goes to prove what great shape you're in. Right?
Wrong.
These should work nicely. Cuckoo, one for each foot. Isn't it wild having Stretch here? He's a bit awkward, isn't he? Not on a basketball court, he's not. Stretch Edwards is the greatest center Brooklyn Heights High ever had.
So he can toss a ball in a basket.
He scored over 30 points in all the games this year. If Stretch Edwards isn't great, I'd like to know who is.
Vladimir Horowitz.
Where does he play?
Philharmonic.
Oh, that's Vladimir Horowitz. Boy, wait till I tell the guys Stretch Edwards slept here. They'll flip. I sure wish he'd teach me how to play basketball.
Gee, this looks great.
All set, Stretch. We put an extension on for you.
Oh, it feels good.
Sit?
Sure does. Perfect.
Good. You sure you're comfortable?
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Good night, Stretch. Good night, Daddy.
Good night.
Good night, Ross. Sleep well. Night, Stretch.
Night, Ross.
What are you doing?
Figuring our losses. Let's see, $85 for the lamp, $6 for dishes, about $200 for a new refrigerator.
Honey, accidents can happen.
Especially with Stretch around. It's like having King Kong in the house.
It's always a little awkward.
Say his folks moved to Detroit.
Yeah?
I wonder if they gave him the address.
How much?
Oh, it's $14.95. Now, don't worry about it. When Stretch leaves, Ross can use it. Hey, come on, Stretch. Try a few shots.
Come on. Come on, Stretch.
Great, Stretch. Beautiful.
Isn't it a little close to the house?
Certainly not. That boy's got the eye of an eagle.
And the grace of a hippo.
There you go. Come on, Stretch. Let's go. Come on, chill out.
Come on, Stretch. Let's try a little teamwork.
You'd better not, Mr. Lane. I throw him kind of hard.
The harder, the better. I used to play a little basketball myself. Okay, Stretch. Come on, let's now, hit me right under the basket.
One broken window. $25. Good evening, Coach Cogler.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Lane. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, not at all. They're playing the Purdue-Stanford game in the living room.
Oh, Rob.
Come on in.
Coach Cogler. Mark. Good evening. You know everyone.
Yes. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Coach.
Hi, Kathy.
Won't you sit down?
Hi, Patty. Thank you. I don't want to seem premature, Coach, but congratulations.
For what?
For coaching the first Brooklyn Heights champions in 10 years. Does anybody here know my wife?
Well, yes. Mrs. Colburn is my English literature teacher.
Well, when I got up this morning, I said to her, Florence, only 6 more days and I'll have that silver cup right in my hand. And she said, Horace, you haven't got a chance. And I said, why? And she said, because he's flunking. And I said, who? And she said, Stretch Edwards. Well, when I came to, I said, if it's close, Florence, let him pass. Please, Flo. And she said, how can I? He's got a semester average of 27 out of a possible 100. I made a deal with her. The final examination is Friday. She said she'll pass you if you get a B.
Thanks, Coach. You're all heart.
No, just level with me. Don't let me get my hopes up high. Can you get a B?
No.
Thanks. Have a nice trip to Detroit. Isn't there any chance you could pass that test?
Not even if my own mother gave it to me.
Well, it was a beautiful dream while it lasted.
No B, no game.
Of course Stretch can play, if he wants to.
He can?
Certainly. You are all arguing on a false premise.
But I still have to pass that test.
I know. That is the simplest thing in the world. Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic, born 1809, died 1849. Among his stories were The Murders of the Rue Morgue and The Purloined Letter. His poems, The Raven, The Bells, and Annabel Lee, are noted for their fantastic imagery. Great. Do you think it'll really work? Of course it will. It's psychologically motivated. Repetition is impressed upon the subconscious so that he can draw on the information at any time he pleases. It's a kooky way to win a basketball game, but who might argue with science?
There it is, Stretch. The unconscious teacher. Well, we're going to win this game.
I don't get it.
It's a revolutionary educational technique. It's a cinch. You learn while you're asleep.
I don't learn when I'm wide awake.
You've got to think positive.
Positively.
So I said, positively.
Well, let's pop into bed, Stretch.
Now? It's only 8 o'clock, Mr. Lane. Who goes to bed at 8 o'clock?
I do.
I never go to sleep before 10 o'clock.
Well, this night is different. This is going to be the most rewarding night's sleep you've ever had. And tomorrow morning, those questions will be what you call a snap.
You mean I have to listen to that all night?
You don't have to do anything. Your subconscious will do all the work.
Now, let's get under the covers.
How do you sleep at 8 o'clock?
Try closing your eyes for a starter. Good night, Stretch. Good night, Rob. Good night, Dad. Good night, Rob. Good night, Dad. Deep breath.
Give the boy a chance. Okay. Now, you be quiet.
I won't even brush my teeth.
Good. Stretch, I'm sorry. It was an accident. Stretch, do you hear me? It was just an accident. I'm sorry.
He's asleep.
Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic, born 1809.
It's not going to keep you awake, is it?
Can't even hear it.
Good.
Murder of the Rue Morgue and the Purloined Letter. His poem, The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe, American author and
Good morning. Come on, Kath, let's get started.
Yeah, go ahead, Kathy. Fire away.
Who was Thomas Paine?
Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine. The forward of Clinton High.
Wrong team, Stretch. He was the forward for the Minutemen. You remember? The Age of Reason, The Rights of Man. What about Edgar Allan Poe?
The writer?
I knew he could do it.
He wrote... I'm sorry.
What about Bret Hart?
It's no use. I just don't know.
Sure you do. He wrote... What did he write? The Outcast of Poker Flats, Plain Language from Truthful James, and The Luck of the Roaring Camp.
I guess I'm just dumb. It was nice of you to try and help me, but I'm hopeless.
Stretch.
There goes our last hope.
I'm sorry, darling.
I can't understand the machine not working. I can't either. Everyone knows that Edgar Allan Poe wrote The Bells, The Raven, and The Purloined Letter, that Robert Louis Stevenson wrote Treasure Island and Kidnapped. Didn't work, huh? Listen to him.
Great. Now all we have to do is teach him how to shoot a basket, stretch him 4 feet 5, and everything will be fine.
Stretch? You're not leaving.
What's there to stay for?
A lot of people are depending upon you.
And I've let them all down. 17 years old and a failure.
No, you're not. Oh, why, you're the school hero.
Some hero. When I was born, I was a little baby. I mean, little. I was just like everybody else until I was 10. Then all of a sudden, I shot up. And now all I'm good for is playing basketball and helping my father paint the ceiling. Believe me, I wish I needed a ladder. I feel like a freak.
You mustn't feel like that, Stretch. I feel silly calling you Stretch. What is your real name?
Elliot.
I've felt like a freak too, Elliot. My father is a foreign correspondent. Ever since I was a baby, I've traveled all over the world with him.
That sounds great.
Oh, it was. Except that everywhere we went, I was the new kid. It's not easy for me to make friends. I'm not as outgoing as Patty. So, when I finally did manage to make friends in a new school, in a new country, we'd move on and I'd have to begin all over again.
That's rough, Kathy.
I learned to fight in a lot of languages. You have no real problem, Elliot. You're tall and a very good athlete. And I'll bet you're very bright, too.
You know better than that. You're in my English lit class. I'm a dunce.
No, you're not. I've seen you in sessions with Coach Coughlin. Those plays are so complicated I couldn't follow them.
That's different. That stuff's simple.
Is it? Would you show me?
Sure. Everything's with numbers. For instance, this is number 12. I'm at center. I pass the ball to the forward, who flips it over to the guard. Guard feints and passes it over to the point man. The point man takes it and dribbles over to the other forward, who passes it across to the other guard. The guard takes it and dribbles down to the other forward, who gives it back to me. I take it and pass it over to the guard. He dribbles down to the other forward, who passes the ball to me. I take it and wham.
12 means all of that?
That's one of the simple ones. We've got 35 plays. Some of them are real tricky.
And you've memorized them all by numbers.
It's easy.
Elliot, I want you to listen to me. You are going to pass that exam.
Me?
You. And we're going to do it by the numbers. Something to keep your strength up.
Gee, thanks.
That's all right. How's it going? Beautifully. Listen. Now, by the numbers. 11. Hup!
11, Robert Louis Stevenson. Born 1850, died 1894. Wrote Kidnapped Treasure Island, The Master of Ballantrae.
Right. 17. Hup!
17, Mark Twain, pseudonym Samuel Langhorne Clemens. Born 1835, died 1910. Wrote Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Connecticut Yankee.
That's great, Stretch.
You know something?
What?
It's easy what you call in the singles, but who's going to quarterback during the examination?
We'll worry about that later. Let me handle that when the time comes. No, thank you. Right now, we've got to get those signals. 77. Hup!
77, Edgar Allan Poe, American author and critic, born 1809, died 1849. He wrote... It follows a purloined letter, and,
Is everything all arranged? Jack, we'll be outside the classroom window in exactly 8 minutes. Good show. Hi.
Hi.
Elliot, how do you feel?
I feel a little dizzy.
You'll be all right.
I hope so.
He looks kind of green. He feels a bit warm. He's just nervous about the test.
This is the final examination in English literature. It concerns the lives and works of writers we've discussed in class. Now, you have an hour to complete the examination, and you may begin now.
Mrs. Copeland?
Yes, Kathy?
It's terribly warm in here. May I open the window?
Certainly.
Thank you.
We're for Brooklyn, and no one could be prouder. And if you cannot hear us, we'll yell a little louder. We're for
Hello, Mrs. Copeland.
That noise is disconcerting, Kathy. Would you mind closing the window?
Terribly warm in here, isn't it?
Oh, it's
Mrs. Copeland?
Yes, Kathy.
I still think it's terribly warm in here. The temperature must be at least 77.
Mrs. Coughlin?
What is it now?
The clock says it's 14 after 10. Actually, it's 16 after.
Well, thank you for calling it to our attention. Don't do it again.
Mrs. Coughlin,
Kathy.
this is room 19, isn't it? I want to put it at the head of my paper.
I want you to finish the balance of this examination in the assembly hall. Right now. Hello, darling. You're home early.
Well, I'm just covering the local sporting scene. You heard anything yet?
Nothing yet. Shouldn't be long now.
Well? He flunked.
Everything went fine until Mrs. Coughlin closed the window.
What's got to do with the examination?
Oh, nothing.
Kathy,
I tried to help him, but Mrs. Coughlin got a little disagreeable about it and insisted I leave the room.
You didn't cheat, Kathy.
Not really. I was just calling the signals, and Mrs. Coughlin didn't let me finish.
there goes the old ball game.
Who's the boy? We all back! Stretch!
What are you cheering about?
Stretch past the exam. He's gonna play. It worked.
I don't believe it.
He didn't either.
Well, congratulations. We just heard.
We knew you could do it, boy. Wonderful. What do sit down here? There was nothing to it. The boy is a brain. And we're going to play in the league finals, and we're going to win. Yeah! Aren't we, Stretch boy? Rickety rack, rickety rack. Who's the boy? We all back.
Elliot!
I sure appreciate the confidence you people have in me.
We knew you could do it, Elliot.
All of a sudden, it came easy. I didn't need the numbers anymore. I just looked at the questions and wrote down the answers.
Oh, I can see the look in the other coaches' faces. You know what I said to my wife this morning? I said, Florence, you know that picture of your mother on the mantelpiece? And she said, yeah, well, what about it? I said, well, take it down. You know why? Because that's where the silver cup is going to go. You know why she's not going to take that picture down, Stretch?
Why?
Because you've got the measles.
The measles?
The measles?
I've waited 10 long years for this day. And what do I end up with on my mantle? My mother-in-law.
How do you feel?
Okay. I'm sure sorry, Kathy.
Why?
I've been nothing but trouble. Now you've got me for 2 more weeks.
I don't mind. I'm beginning to like athletes a lot. What you're doing for us is terribly nice.
Oh, it isn't anything.
Don't forget to drink your water, Elliot. Good night.
Good night. Number 68. The center pushes the ball to the guard, flips it over to the forward. The forward takes the ball and throws it up to the point man. The point man takes it and dribbles out of the center. The center takes it and throws it to the guard on the left side. The guard on the right side. The man takes it.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But They walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
There's a new horror picture at the Ritz.
I'll see if I have enough money.
Let me know.
Congratulations, Patty.
What'd I do?
Maybe you want a sweepstakes or something.
Let's see what the jungle drums are saying.
Hi, Patty.
Congratulations.
What are you talking about? Haven't you heard? You're up for the presidency of the Girls' League.
Me? I nominated my cousin Kathy. Kathy made it too.
How about that? You and Kathy are running against one another.
Oh, no.
I think it's wonderful having two presidential candidates under the same roof.
Oh, but I couldn't run against Patty. The Girls' League needs someone who's popular. What they call a wheel. I'll withdraw. Oh, no, you'd make a better president than I would. They need someone with culture. You've lived all over Europe. You speak French. I'll withdraw.
Well, just a minute. If you've both been accepted as nominees, neither one of you can withdraw.
What's going to stop us?
What do you think would happen to our whole political system if a nominee withdrew just because he liked his opponent?
You see, you could undermine the whole structure of our country.
I'm serious. Which one of you wins is not important. The important thing is that you get in there and try.
Yeah, beat each other's brains out. Kathy and me to fight one another, Papa?
I'm not sure this is such a good idea, Martin.
Well, there's nothing personal in it. Politics is a healthy form of competition. I've covered hundreds of campaigns. Everybody blows off a lot of steam, but when it's all over, there aren't any hard feelings. When you girls were accepted as candidates, you were given a responsibility to campaign to the best of your ability. Well, you owe that to your schoolmates, both of you.
When do you two make your speeches?
We're supposed to fire the opening guns in our U.S. history class tomorrow. If you get elected, can I get in on the graft?
Boss, doesn't the honor involved make any impression on you?
Only the graft.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Don't worry, Kath. I'll find an excuse not to run. I'll probably flunk in Latin anyway, and they'll disqualify me. I won't let you fail in Latin. They need a dynamo like you. I know I'd make a great president, but they could use someone with brains, like you. I'd be selfish if I ran. If you were president, it would not only be good for the League, it would be good for you. What do you mean? Well, it might help to give you a sense of responsibility. Is that so? Well, there's no point in taking chances on getting someone's feelings hurt. It'd be a landslide anyway. No, it wouldn't. You'd get a lot of votes, Patty. I meant it would be a landslide for me. You? You're silly. You're not really qualified to be a president. You said so yourself. You nominated me because they need someone with culture and brains. Well, I was being unselfish, too. I nominated you because I thought if you became a little more social around the campus, you might be able to get a date for the mashed potato ball. I can get a date any time I like. There's just no one I care to go out with. I nominated you because I thought it might help you to grow up. I thought it was time you had a little more on your mind than milkshakes and Richard Harrison. Not necessarily in that order. Oh, really? All right. You just got yourself an opponent. I'm not much of a speaker. In fact, I'm not much of a politician. My esteemed opponent, Patty, is a wonderful girl. And she is a go-getter. The trouble is that when you want her to get, she's usually too busy going. It all depends on what qualities the Girls' League wants in a president. If you're looking for someone who can do the bossa nova and the baked potato, vote for Patty. But if you want someone who isn't flighty, someone who will dedicate herself to the tasks at hand with intelligence and integrity, then I ask that you vote for me. Thank you.
And now we'll hear from our next candidate, Patty Lane.
Thank you, Kathy. Well, at least I know the difference between the mashed potato and a baked potato. One is a dance, the other is a vegetable. One of the most important functions of the Girls' League is to set up extracurricular activities for its members. Kathy's idea of having a ball is to play chess all night. If you want chess and classical concerts, elect her. But if you want a program of real fun, elect me.
And now our third candidate, Susan Baxter.
Vote for me.
And then she called on me, and I got up and talked. It was the first speech I had ever made.
Were you nervous?
Not after I started. I'll bet you were smashed. Well, I did reasonably well, I think. For someone who was only interested in chess.
I didn't mean that, Kath. It was just campaign talk. You know, like calling someone flighty.
What did I tell you? Democracy in action.
And if I'm elected president of the Girls' League, I pledge to fight for more student dances. We need more guest speakers. We want more freedom in our choice of clothes. I say we should be more concerned with curriculum than with clothes. Kathy's been living in Europe. Maybe she'd understand our problems better if they were in French. I have a straight-A average. What is Patty's answer to that? Who wants a grind for president? In 2 years, we will be going to college. Let's not elect a president who has milkshakes for brains. The Girls' League should support our school sports. If Kathy is elected, we'll all be tripping over cricket wickets. Vote for me.
Quo vadis, Richard? Great, Patty. Of course, it's still pretty early. You know what I think we should do?
What?
Set up a regular campaign headquarters, the way they do in the national elections.
Crazy, Richard, with buttons and stickers and everything.
Well, that's a ticket.
And I know just where to set up headquarters.
Good morning.
Yes, again.
Good evening.
Don't look now, but I think World War III has just broken out. Welcome to National Headquarters.
Yeah, but Patty and Kathy share this room.
They did. Kathy took one look at this and fled from the house.
It's the lowest trick I've ever heard of. She's turned our bedroom into her campaign headquarters.
That's pretty terrible, all right.
I could kill myself.
Because your cousin's such a sneak?
No, because I didn't think of it first. Come on.
Where to?
We're going to counterattack.
Can I help you, Kathy?
You've already helped me by letting me have your room, Ross. You're certain you won't mind sleeping on the couch?
For 50 cents a night, I'd sleep on the roof. Are you sure Conrad Hilton started this way?
The banner's up.
Good. I wonder what the sneak is up to.
I wonder what the sneak is up to.
They've got the banner up.
Never trust a relative.
Gee, Patty, you practically threw her out of here. She had to go somewhere.
Whose side are you on?
Well, yours, only I hate to see women go to war. At least men are logical.
I wish I knew what she was doing.
What's the difference?
It's just good strategy to know what the enemy has up her sleeve.
Hi, group. Say, what do you hear from the White House?
And you gave her your room, you traitor.
That's a lie. I'm renting it to her.
Ross,
Yes, Mr. President?
how'd you like to be a spy?
I'm too young to get shot.
For $1?
You just bought yourself a spy. Who do I shoot?
I can't get into Kathy's headquarters, but you can.
Gee, I don't know, sis.
All you have to do is let me know what's going on in there, what she's planning.
I'll take my money in advance.
Richard, give him $1 for me, will you?
I wonder if campaign contributions are deductible.
Now, I want you to get me all the information you can.
I feel like Mata Hari.
Is the new campaign slogan ready?
And they're still working on it.
What's it going to say?
Take the right lane, Patty. How's that for a slogan?
Take the right lane, Patty. That's great, Richard. By the way, where are you going to put it?
In the school corridor tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. It'll be the first thing the kids see when they get to school.
Hi, Kenny. What are your plans? We're going to have a rally at noon tomorrow. How many L's in rally?
Tomorrow afternoon, we can put up the campaign posters. We can do it as soon as school is over.
Tomorrow afternoon will be too late. What? Nothing. Do you know what we lack? A good, effective campaign slogan. Kathy? Yes, Rod. How would you like to hire a counter spy? Look! We've been taken. Would you please ask Kathy to pass the salt?
Kathy, would you pass... Aren't you talking to her?
I'd rather not discuss it.
Then I'm afraid you'll have to try a salt-free diet.
Would you please ask Patty to pass the bread, Uncle Martin?
Well, even in national presidential campaigns, the candidates still talk to one another.
But they don't call their opponents spindle-headed bores. And they don't accuse their opponents of having milkshake for brains. They do if it's true. As for you, do you know what you are? Sure, an operator. You have to fight fire with fire. Listen, you, I've had...
Time! Now, what is this all about?
Kathy is running a vicious, underhanded campaign. I can't help it if the truth hurts. The students don't want an electronic brain for president. They want a natural-born leader, like me.
Now, wait a minute. Let's declare the dining room neutral territory, okay?
It's too late. And it's your fault.
My fault? I'm not even running.
Maybe you should start. I asked you to let both of them withdraw in the beginning, King Solomon.
Well, you were wrong. This is nothing but a little healthy letting off of steam. Ross, would you ask your mother to pass me the butter?
Couldn't you sleep either?
No. There's too much political tension in the air.
I'll fix that for you.
Oh, thanks. You know, I'm sorry about that little scene at dinner tonight.
We both acted like children.
You know, it's really ridiculous of us to worry about the girls. They love one another.
I know.
They couldn't be closer if they were sisters.
I know.
Well, what are we so worried about?
Martin, what if Kathy's elected? What about Patty?
What do you mean?
Patty won't like it one bit. She's a born winner.
Well, maybe it's time she had a little experience as a loser.
Patty would take it very hard if she lost. So would Kathy.
Oh, look, Natalie, I've covered hundreds of campaigns.
This isn't a smoke-filled caucus room. These are two sensitive girls competing with each other, and they're beginning to beat each other's brains out. What do you want, mayonnaise or mustard?
I'll vote for mustard.
I'll take mayonnaise. I heard on tonight's grapevine that Richard's going to take a straw ballot.
How'd it come out?
Ross doesn't know yet.
Ross is your grapevine?
Don't laugh. I think there's a good chance Ross could come out of this election a millionaire. Martin, what does a straw ballot mean?
Well, if Richard's handling it, I don't think it means anything. How could anybody win with Richard running their campaign?
I think he's a sweet boy.
Well, I didn't say he wasn't. He just shouldn't be running anything.
Isn't it terrible? I don't even want to hear what the results are, period. I don't even know who to root for.
Oh, we're being silly. Now, it looks like a big problem now, but in a few days we'll be laughing about all this.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. The election will be over, the winner and the loser will be buddies again, and all of these attacks on each other will be forgotten. You just wait and see.
Here's your sandwich.
I'm not hungry.
Neither am I.
How's it look? Shake the milkshake kid. Vote for Kathy. That's fine, Mary. Try to get them out by tonight, and we'll distribute them in all of Patty's classes tomorrow. Right, Chief? Ted, how do you like it?
Fine.
Is anything wrong?
Well, Kathy, can I see you a minute? Richard took a straw ballot, so I thought we should take one. I just got the results.
What were they?
Well, I'm going to give it to you straight. Patty got 50%. You got 30%, Susan got 15%, and 5% voted for Rock Hudson.
Well, I suppose that's it then.
But we're not licked yet. The reason Patty has such a big edge is because everyone knows her. Don't forget, she's been going here since she was a freshman.
Well, it's too late for me to become a freshman.
Ah, but it's not too late for everyone to get to know you.
How?
By challenging her to a debate.
A debate?
A debate helped elect a president of the United States.
The Lincoln-Douglas debate in 1860.
You have been away a long time. Look, we could hold it in the big gym. The entire girls' league would get a chance to hear you.
It's a marvelous idea, Ted.
There's only one problem. Patty might refuse.
Not Patty. She's too much of an egomaniac. That egomaniac. Challenging me to a debate. Well, we know what to say to her.
Right. We say no.
No.
Why don't you challenge her to a game of handball?
You think she can out-debate me?
That's not the point. Ross sold me a copy of that straw vote that Kathy took. We're ahead. All we have to do to win is sit tight. Everybody knows you. If you debate with her, everybody will get a chance to know Kathy.
That's good.
That's bad. I have a feeling we better not tangle with her.
I have a feeling we better. We debate. Hello. I just wanted to let you know I accept your challenge. I knew you would. I'm only doing it to give you a fighting chance. I've already won the election. If you're referring to that straw ballot of Richard's, it doesn't mean a thing. Well, I bet it would if you were winning. I suppose it would. I shouldn't have said that. You were right. What's a straw ballot anyway? Especially with Richard taking it. I wish we had never gotten involved in this, Patty. So do I. This whole thing's gotten bigger than both of us. It almost seems as though you have to be mean to win. That's politics. Well, it will all be over soon. Yeah. Gee, this is the first friendly conversation we've had in a long time. Feels good. I know. Patty, perhaps we shouldn't go ahead with the debate. I thought you wanted it. I did. But now I think I'd feel better if we didn't go ahead with it. All right, if you're worried about it, we can call it off. I wasn't worried for me. I was thinking about you. Me? I never told you this, but I was the debating champion of Mrs. Tuttle's of Mountain Briar. Well, this isn't Mrs. Tuttle's of Mountain Briar, cousin. This is Brooklyn Heights, my territory. I was only trying to help you, but you're too pig-headed. All right, we debate. Right, we debate. And the entire student body will be dancing in the corridors with a hot dog in one hand and a milkshake in the other. She'll turn Brooklyn Heights High into an amusement park. Well, school should mean more than that. Patty's a prominent personality and a promising promoter, but she is not a president. If the Girls' League votes for Patty tomorrow, it will be making a grave mistake. Thank you.
And now for her summation, Patty Lane.
If you have a Kathy Lane for a friend, you don't need an enemy. What's wrong with a little dancing in the corridors? Things are lively around here, and we're going to keep them that way. What we need is a president who knows our problems. If Kathy is elected president, our biggest problem will be our president. She turned my own sweet brother, who adored me, into a Benedict Arnold. Let's not turn her loose on strangers. Keep her out of office. If she's elected, you'll be setting our school back 50 years. Thank you.
And now for the summation of our third candidate, Susan Baxter. Vote for me. The stewards have just finished tallying the votes. This has been the most closely contested election in the history of the school. The candidates put up a hard fight. In fact, one could have wished for a little less heat and a lot more light. Things were said during this campaign that could have been put under the heading of battle fever. Now that the election is over, I hope these things will be forgotten and all the bitterness put aside in the best tradition of American fair play. And now, let's see who the new president of the Girls' League is.
I got here as quickly as I could. What's happened?
Patty's running away from home.
Well, how do you know?
Come upstairs. There.
Why would she do this?
Kathy must have won the election and Patty couldn't face it.
Where is Patty?
I can't find her anywhere. I phoned you as soon as I saw this.
I've heard of bad losers, but this is ridiculous.
There's a lot of bitterness between them. Patty always felt that she's the more popular. It must have killed her to have Kathy show her up.
Well, it's time Patty found out life is not one big popularity contest.
Write it to her when she gets settled.
We better hurry with that suitcase.
It's all ready.
Hold it.
How could you do this?
I might have known you were mixed up in this. Young lady, you are not going anywhere.
What are you talking about?
You and Kathy, you are going to sit down woman to woman and settle your differences.
There's no point in that. We both...
Oh, yes, there is. You both belong here.
Of course we do.
Then you'll stay?
Sure, Papa.
That's my girl.
Boy, you sure have an emotional family.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
There, that's better.
Better than what?
Cool it. Now, Patty and Kathy, we were a very happy family before this election, and we are going to be a happy family again. Now, isn't that what you really want, both of you?
Sure. We never...
Good. Now, just because Kathy won the election, you can't...
I didn't win.
You won, and you're still going to run...
I didn't win.
You didn't?
No. Kathy and I knocked each other out of the box. Susan Baxter won, the dark horse.
What about the suitcase?
Yeah, what about it? Listen, I don't mean to be a nag, but we better get it down. That truck will be here any minute.
Truck? The first thing Susan did as president was start a drive for the Salvation Army. We're contributing all our old clothes and things to it.
You mean you had no intention of running away?
Of course not. Kathy and I buried the hatchet. In each other, but we buried it.
Well, I told you it would be all right.
Don't you know you couldn't dynamite us out of here? Where else would we find a family like this with color television? Come on. I'd better get ready. Ted is taking me to the mashed potato ball tonight.
Oh, I'm so proud of him I could burst.
So am I. I'm glad it's all over.
Hi, group. Boy, have I got good news for you. Guess who got nominated for president of the 5th grade?
Oh, no.
Here's Kathy Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
We're going to give you two some real competition tonight in that dance contest.
Ted, I'm not going to enter the contest.
Why not?
I'm not good enough. Of course you are. I'm sure you'll win. I should. It's my house.
I'm counting on you tonight, Kathy.
Well, gotta go. Come on, Ted. See you tonight. And don't get too tired. Practice sitting out a few. That's more fun. Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you tonight, Kathy.
Goodbye, Ted. Imagine you not knowing the hammer. If my father were a foreign correspondent and I traveled all over the world with him, I'd know every dance there was. Father and I went to the ballet quite often. I'll bet. I've never been in a dance contest before. I'm a bit nervous. It's just a bunch of kids coming over for some laughs. It's nothing to be nervous about. I wish I had your confidence. You're not afraid of anything. That's because there's nothing to be afraid of. It's all in your mind. Mom, can I tell her the bad news?
I'll do it. I just spoke to the doctor. I made a 4 o'clock appointment for you today.
For what?
For your flu shot.
Boy, do they use a long needle. Flu shot? Today?
Today. You've been putting it off every week for a month. Now, you're not stalling any longer.
Mom, I can't go today. I don't feel well.
Oh, what's wrong this time?
Same as last time. She's a coward. I'm not. I have this terrible headache.
Last week you had a stomach ache. The week before that you had a backache. Before that it was a stiff neck.
That's what I mean. I'm a pretty sick kid.
You're as healthy as a horse.
I may be a healthy horse, but I'm a sick kid. Besides, I hate flu shots. They hurt like the dickens. Don't they, Kathy? No. Who asked you? Mom, I can't get a shot today. I'm giving a party here tonight.
No shot, no party. You better get started.
No, that needle must be a foot long.
Out!
I wish I could watch.
Meet Kathy, who's lived everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
I don't understand you, Patty. Why are you so upset over a little flu shot? Shots don't hurt. Maybe they don't hurt you, but... Shots don't hurt you? Of course not. Kathy, I've got a great idea. I don't like it. You haven't heard it yet. All I want you to do is go to the doctor and get the shot in my place. You mean, because we look alike, the doctor won't know the difference and he'll give me the shot thinking I'm you? Yeah. It's a wonderful idea. And it'll work, too. Except for one little thing. What? I won't do it. How can you turn down a blood relative? I've already had my flu shot. And besides, my taking your shot isn't going to immunize you. You should take the shot. It will keep you healthy. I don't want to be healthy. I'm a sick kid and I want to stay that way. Patty? She's coming on, Natalie. Come on. Follow me. Don't be such a coward. You're not afraid of anything because there's nothing to be afraid of. That's what you said. I lied.
Kathy, I want you to go to the doctor with Patty and see that she gets her shot.
All right, Aunt Natalie. Can I go too? I'll help hold her. Why don't we do it tomorrow? My horoscope says it's a bad day for flu shots. Come on, Patty. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A brave man only once. I'm I'm going to my execution and she quotes poetry. Remember me! You know, I'll bet Patty talks Kathy into taking her shot for her.
Dr. Williams, please. This is Natalie Lane. Hello, Doctor. No, she's on her way. I just called to warn you. This time she may try to pretend she's her cousin. Good. Oh, and Doctor, be gentle with her. Patty's a very sensitive child.
He's not here. Let's go. No. I'll tell the doctor you're here. I'll be right back. You stay here. I'm too sick to see a doctor. You heard what your mother said. No shot, no party. Sit over there. Pardon me.
Oh, hello, Patty. You're right on time.
I'm not Patty.
Oh, then you must be her cousin.
That's right. I'm Kathy.
I thought so.
I'll bring Patty in
No,
now.
that won't be necessary. Your mother called and warned me about you two.
That was my aunt who called.
Your mother became your aunt? When did she do that?
When she married my father's brother. I mean, Father and Uncle Martin look alike, and so do Patty and I. People mistake us, What did you do?
It's all over, Patty. Now you won't have to worry about getting the flu.
Hello. I wasn't worried. I've already had my flu shot.
It's the hospital, Doctor. They're ready for you.
I'll be right there.
But, Doctor...
Patty, you're a very brave girl. We're all proud of you.
How do you feel? Fair. Are you going to tell your mother what happened? Of course I will. Sometime in the future. Are you going to get your shot? Of course I will. Sometime in the future. Patty. All right. I'll go tomorrow, I promise. Only, in the meantime, let's not say anything to Mom. She's kind of, well, you know how old people are.
I didn't hear you come in. Did you go to the doctor?
Yes, ma'am?
Did you get your flu shot?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you feel?
Great.
You see, I'll bet it didn't even hurt.
I can honestly say I didn't feel a thing. Here, try this. Heat's great for swelling.
Here's your dress, dear. I ironed it and said, why haven't you two started to get ready yet? Your guests will be arriving soon. Kathy, what's the matter with your arm?
Nothing, Aunt Natalie.
Well, then why have you got a hot water
Mom,
bottle?
I have a confession to make. I didn't get that shot. Kathy did.
What?
It was an accident. I went in to tell the doctor that Patty was there. And he thought I was Patty. And before I knew it, ouch.
Oh, you poor baby.
I'm fine, really.
No, you stay in bed.
But I have to get dressed for the party.
I'm afraid there's not going to be any party for you tonight. I'm going to go call Dr. Williams.
Patty. I know how you feel, Kath. I'll tell you what. If you can't come down to the party, I won't either. Would you? Well, sure. Of course. If that's what you want me to do. Do you? No. You talked me out of it. For your sake, I'll go down, but I won't have a good time. You'd better call Ted and tell him. He was looking forward to the dance contest. Why don't we wait? Maybe the doctor will say it's all right.
I just spoke to the doctor. He says you're having a mild reaction to the shot. It happens occasionally. It's nothing to worry about. You stay in bed tonight, and you'll be fine in the morning.
I'm sure I'll be all right.
You stay in bed, young lady. Oh, I know it's a disappointment, but there'll be other parties. I'll get you an ice pack. The doctor said to apply cold to the arm.
So I'm not Ben Casey. I can't stand Ted up at the last minute. He'll never date me again. Never. I wish I could change places with you so that you could go to the party and I could... I can keep your date with Ted. What? He'll think it's you. You couldn't. Of course I could. You took my shot for me. The least I can do is date your boyfriend for you. Better than having him bring another girl. This way we'll keep him in the family. What about your date with Richard? I'll keep that too. You can't be both of us. When the boys come, there have to be two of us. You've got a point. Let me think. There are two boys coming over for two girls. And there's only one of you. Is there? Good evening, Ted, old chap. You're looking simply divine this evening. I don't talk like that. That's what you think. Oh, there you are, Ted, darling. I don't call him darling. You will tonight. But how can you fool both of them? Leave it to me. Patty, promise me one thing. What? You can kiss your date, but not mine. Promise? Promise. Gee, I hope I don't get confused. How do I look?
Lovely, darling.
You look like your mother did when she was your age. It brings back memories.
It wasn't that long ago.
You remember the first dance I ever took you to?
Yes, it was at Jean Ann Dockstetter's house.
That's right.
You wore a new blue pinstriped suit.
That's right.
And you danced every dance with Jean Ann Dockstetter.
That's wrong.
I know, but you did it anyway. They were shaking the shimmy, and she had more to shake than I did.
That's right.
You two aren't going to start reminiscing now, are you?
I thought you liked to hear about the Stone Age.
I do. Only my guest will be arriving any second.
All right, darling, the Flintstones are leaving. Ross is sleeping out tonight, and Mrs. Crown is coming in to supervise the party. Please don't give her a hard time.
We won't.
Have fun.
We will.
Come on, Ma.
Paul?
Bye.
What are you so jumpy about?
Me? Jumping? I guess it's just the tension of being a hostess.
Well, where's Kathy?
Who?
Your cousin, Kathy.
Oh, my cousin Kathy.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing. She's in the kitchen helping Margaret with the sandwich.
Is everyone here, Patty?
Now they are. Excuse me a minute.
Sure, she's in the kitchen making sandwiches.
Oh, here she is. Hello, Kathy.
Good evening, Ted.
Hello, Kathy.
Oh, good evening, Mrs. Crown. I thought you'd never get here.
Well, I had to run an errand for my parents.
We haven't seen you all evening, Kathy. I understand you've been helping in the kitchen.
Yes, ma'am. Would you excuse me? Would you care to dance?
Sure.
She's a lovely girl.
Yeah. I wonder where Patty is. Hey, Pete, have you seen Patty?
Nope. I'll give you Henrietta.
I wonder where she went. She was just here.
There's a bunch in the den. Maybe she's there.
Oh, thanks.
Kathy? Kathy?
Oh, yes, Ted.
I'm really looking forward to the dance contest.
Are you?
Well, aren't you?
Oh, certainly. Only, Patty and Richard are so good, I don't think we stand a chance.
Oh, don't sell yourself short. You're much more graceful than Patty.
That's so. I mean, Patty is a natural-born dancer.
Well, she could use some of your modesty.
Ow! Oh, so sorry.
That's all right. What's the matter?
I'm suddenly terribly thirsty. Would you mind getting me a drink?
Well, all right. I'll be right back.
I just saw with Ted.
Where have you been? I've been looking all over for you.
Where have I been? I've been looking all over for you. Let's dance.
All right. Can we dance a little faster, please?
If you say so. Is this fast enough?
Hey, Patty, have you seen Kathy?
Oh, hi there, Teddo. I think she's in the hall.
Thanks. She's thirsty.
What are you stopping for?
Excuse me, Richard, I have to powder my nose.
In the middle of a dance?
I can't wait, it's very shiny.
Here's someone who can prove my point. Kathy,
Yes, Mrs. Crone?
you've been in Scotland, haven't you?
Me? Sure, lots of times.
Did you see the Moors there?
Oh, the Moors? Yes.
What are they like?
I loved them, especially Mr. Moore. Excuse me. There you are, Ted. I've been looking all over for you.
I've been looking for you. Here's your drink.
Oh, thank you. Would you mind getting me another one?
Well, you can have mine.
Oh, thanks. My, that was good. Can may I have another one?
Well, can't we sort of be together for a little while?
I think it might be a good idea if we mingled. You go that way, and I'll go this way, and we'll meet...
Well, let's both go this way, then. I haven't had a chance to tell you how pretty you look tonight.
Thank you.
Well, you're the prettiest girl at the party.
I think Patty's prettier.
Are you kidding? She doesn't hold a candle to you.
Who says so?
Besides, you have a better personality.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Well, Patty's a nut. I mean, she's always doing crazy things.
She is not. As far as I'm concerned, Patty is the smartest, prettiest, and most intelligent girl I know.
Well, that's just because you're loyal to her.
You better. You bet I am.
Oh, she's a clod. Well, anyway, I don't want to talk about Patty. Let's talk about us.
Let's not be...
Excuse me,
Richard, I wasn't kissing him, he was kissing me.
Well, you don't have to explain to me, Kathy. You're not my girl. Patty is. Do me a favor, will you? And get Patty out of the powder room. I heard of shiny noses, but this is ridiculous. I want to dance.
Yes, Richard. Certainly, Richard. Excuse me.
Well, wait a minute. I want to dance, too.
All right. I promise you the next dance. I'll be right back.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Kathy, I'm afraid you misunderstood my question about the Moors. What I wanted to know was, do the Moors have Pete?
Yes, they have Pete. They have Pete and Sandy and Angus. They're a big family. Said you wanted me.
It's about time. I might as well have stayed home.
I'm sorry. I got to talking to some of the girls.
Boys and girls, we're now going to have the dance contest. Prizes will be awarded to the boy and girl who, in the opinion of the judge, me, gives the best interpretation of the hammer. Ellie, the record, please.
Let's go.
Where?
In a contest.
I can't.
What are you afraid of? Who can beat us? Come on.
There you are, Ted.
Kathy, you're sure hard to keep track of.
Good. I mean, I wouldn't want to be underfoot all the time.
Well, let's go.
What are you doing?
We almost missed the dance contest.
I can't enter the contest with you.
You just did. Don't worry, we're gonna win.
You want to know something funny?
What?
Kathy and Ted are the ones to beat. Boy, she really went into orbit. I told you they were the ones to beat.
You're eliminated.
Eliminated?
The winners are Kathy Lane and Ted Brownlee.
That's ridiculous. She has 2 left feet.
Don't be a bad sport.
I will be a bad sport. I don't mind losing, but not to her. She's a waltzer.
Hey, where is Kathy?
I'll get her.
Kathy, we won.
I don't deserve to win. Patty's 10 times as good.
We won it. What are you arguing about?
I just want to see justice done. Gee, I'm sorry, Rich.
It's Patty.
It's Kathy. I ought to know. She's my date.
I guess I ought to know my girlfriend. Tell them who you are.
I'm Patty. I'm Patty.
Stop clowning around. Come on, I want to talk to you.
Hey, let go of my date.
She's my date.
She's mine.
Wait a minute, Philip. Wait a minute. I can explain. It's all very simple. Well, not really simple. You see, I went to get a flu shot, and Kathy got it instead, and she got sick, and I'm not feeling too good myself.
No, wait a minute.
Hey,
Bud.
what?
No, wait a minute. And then both boys started dragging me off. It must have been a terrible experience. Well, it was. And when we got outside, they started swinging at each other. I had to break it up. Finally, I explained, but I'll get it. Hello.
Hello, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. Hey, Patty told me you were sick last night. How do you feel now?
Oh, I'm much better, thank you.
Where's Patty?
She's inside.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Richard. Hello, Ted. I'm sorry about last night.
We're the ones that are sorry.
Yeah, we didn't mean to start a fight, and...
That's all right. At least it served one purpose. Now you can tell us apart. I'm the natural-born dancer. With a shiner.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike,
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are...
I'm not interested in the Starsville bit. I think actors are real cold cuts.
Well, I promised Strassman I'd try out for it.
Who's he?
He's the guest director this year. He's very big off Broadway.
I'll be at lunch.
Well, come in and wait while I audition, and I'll buy you lunch.
You reached me.
Seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes.
No. You're not ordering a banana split. You are Cleopatra, the greatest queen on earth, bidding farewell to a lover.
Shall I try it again, Mr. Straussman?
Over Shakespeare's dead body. Next.
Here's your cousin.
These are the words of the immortal bard. He has survived for hundreds of years. Please do not plunge him into oblivion this afternoon.
I'll try not to, Mr. Strassman.
I will appreciate it. England will appreciate it.
Kathy didn't tell me she was going this route.
Maybe she was planning to spring it as a surprise.
Kathy's inner-directed. She's just square enough to think this is some kind of big deal. Hopes Svengali doesn't wipe her out.
Nay, pray you seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes.
Thank you.
How was I?
I was moved, but not far. Will you wait in the wings, please? Next.
When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then.
Wrong. Go. Next. You. Come on, quickly.
No, I'm with him. I didn't come to...
Hurry, I haven't got all day.
I'm no actor.
Then you're in excellent company. Let me see if you can read your mother tongue.
Nay, pray you seek no color for your going, but bid farewell and go. When you sued staying, then was the time for words. No going then. Eternity was in our lips and eyes, bliss in our brows bent. None our parts so poor, but was a race of heaven. They are so still, or thou, the greatest soldier of the world, art turned the greatest liar.
That's what I want. That's it. You are Cleopatra.
Me?
You're raw, but you have fire. I've never heard a reading just like that. You have a spark that burns with honesty and glows with passion. You are an instrument that I can play upon, a clay that I can model.
I never acted before.
Oh, good. When I was in Hollywood, I directed dozens of...
You directed in Hollywood?
Well, I was an assistant director, actually, but it's the same thing. I worked with all the great stars. Garbo, Barrymore, Rin Tin Tin.
What about me? Yeah, what about her? She's the talent in the family.
Yes, I'm the talent in the family.
You are sisters?
Cousins.
Well, you can play Iris and understudy Cleopatra.
Understudy?
Why don't you let me play Iris and Kathy play Cleopatra?
You have captured the essence of one of the most complex characters in the theater, and the thought behind it. You are instinctively a method actor. I can almost see your mind working. Tell me, what was in your mind when you said, no going then, eternity was in our lips?
Lunch.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. A pair of matching gals, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, the queer Suzette. Kathy loves her.
vaudeville. It was flip time. I think it's very exciting that you have the lead, Patty. I didn't mean to take it away from you, Kathy. I guess I just swept him away.
Well, at least you're playing Iris.
Yes. There's no such thing as a small part. Only small actresses. Talent is what counts.
Boy, this family's rotten with talent, and I mean rotten.
Richard's gonna play Antony.
That should deal history a mortal blow.
This isn't just another play. It's Shakespeare. The greatest genius who ever lived. Very few people can do justice to the immortal bard.
May I quote you?
Martin.
That's all right, Mother. Let him make fun of me. All great people have had to struggle against disbelievers.
You see, I've been holding her back. She could have been Helen Hayes.
It just so happens that Mr. Strassman thinks I can be a big movie star. He says I'm a natural.
Who's Mr. Strassman?
He's the guest director. He used to be an assistant director in Hollywood.
An assistant director?
You'll excuse me, I must rehearse now. In praising Antony, I have dispraised Caesar. I am paid for it now. Lead me from hence. In praising Caesar, I have dispraised Antony.
Wow, are we gonna have to live with that?
We must be patient, Ross. Patty belongs to the ages now.
She might just surprise you, Martin Lane.
Just think, when I woke up this morning, that little girl was just my daughter, Patty. Now she's Queen of the Nile. Had quite a day. You know, I can't make up my mind.
About what?
What shape swimming pool we should have in Hollywood.
Alack, our terrene moon is now eclipsed, and it portends alone the fall of Antony.
I must stay his time.
To flatter Caesar, would you mingle eyes with one who ties his point?
Not know me yet.
Antony, you follow her. And remember, bathe the stage in colors. I want to see the reds of passion, the blacks of hatred, and the magentas of jealousy.
I feel like a rainbow.
Now go on, suffer.
Together, with my brave Egyptians all, by the discanding of this pelleted storm, lie graveless, until the flies and gnats of the Nile shall bury them for prey.
Bravo. Well, let our mamas rest a while.
Did I suffer enough?
I was moved.
She sure is great, isn't she? I bet she'd really have a chance in Hollywood. Don't you think so, Mr. Strassman?
Hollywood is a city without a gate. It has no entrance. And the walls are so thick that the cries of talented people screaming to get in are unheard by the Philistines inside.
What does that mean?
It means that motion picture studios don't cover high school plays.
If you could get them to this one, I bet she'd melt their neons.
Like hi.
I'll bet Eleonora Juza never said like hi.
Of course not. She was prehistoric.
Well, you all set for the big opening Friday?
It's a slide.
You sound pretty cool about it. Don't you have any stage fright?
Great actors don't get stage fright.
Seems to me I read somewhere they did.
We don't.
Well, it's nice to get it from the horse's mouth.
Daddo, working on a newspaper must be a real blast.
Well, we're not as glamorous as you show people, but it's a living.
It's more than a living. It's life. I mean, when you sit behind your desk, you hold the pulse of the world's heartbeat in your hand.
I do. I didn't know you were interested in the world's heartbeat.
To develop as an actress, you must develop as a human being. Be interested in all the songs of life.
Is that Shakespeare speaking or you?
It's me. The real me.
What is the real you trying to say?
Simply that I'd love to come down and see the newspaper sometime.
You've been to the office.
No, I meant the whole paper. You know, the printing press and everything.
I may owe your Mr. Strassman a big fat apology. When would you like to go?
Now. Hi there. Where in the world have you been? Down at the Chronicle. Ever seen a linotype machine? It's a review of you and Cleopatra.
But it hasn't opened yet.
Listen to this. But, Jack,
I have never seen a young actress with the fire and vibrant personality of Patty Lane. The enclosed review will give you some idea. I recommend that the studio sign her before someone else grabs her. You can see her Friday night bringing her magic fire to Cleopatra at the Brooklyn Heights High School. It's signed Lou. How do you like it?
It's great. Who wrote it?
I did.
Then who's Jack and who's Lou?
Jack is Jack Warner, and it doesn't matter who Lou is.
But won't Jack want to know who Lou is?
I'm not sending this letter to Jack Warner. I'm sending it to Dory Sherry with a copy of the review I wrote about me.
Doesn't Dory Sherry have his own picture company?
Sure.
You're writing a letter about you to Jack Warner, and you're mailing it to Dory Sherry.
Right.
I don't get it. I'm afraid I don't either, Patty.
Simple. Hollywood's a city without a gate. You can't just walk in on the Philistines. You have to use some imagination. Ever read about the fall of Troy? They used a wooden horse.
Now I get it. She's going to use a wooden actress.
I don't understand this, Mr. Sherry. The envelope was addressed to you, but the letter is addressed to Jack Warner. It must have been sent here by mistake. Whoever they're talking about certainly seems to be talented.
She's a talented con artist. This is the oldest trick in the world. Look, she even had phony reviews printed.
Oh. Shall I throw it away?
No, I like your initiative. Have someone cover the show for us.
Yet have I fierce affections, and think what Venus did with Mars. O Charmian, where thinkest thou he is now? Stands he, or sits he? Or does he walk? Or is he on his horse? Oh, happy horse.
Yes. I have to make a move downstage here.
This is where Mr. Strassman wants some greens.
You'll have to see a florist. Honestly, Kathy, I don't dig all that way out stuff. I just let go and do what comes naturally.
Whatever it is, it's very effective.
Better work Friday night.
Oh, happy horse to bear the weight of Antony. Do bravely, horse.
Cleo, Mom says to tell you soup's on. I simply cannot work with these constant interruptions. I must be let alone.
Do you want me to tell Mom and Dad to move out of the house?
Nobody appreciates what a terrible strain we artists go through.
Let's eat. Child.
All right, let's start from the beginning of scene 3.
All right.
The seats at 8 seats, second row center, are put aside for opening night.
Oh, but I'm afraid the whole second row's been taken by the faculty, sir.
Well, get them back. All the picture studios are asking for tickets. I can't understand it. They say that even Dory Sherry himself might be coming. Maybe he's heard of my work.
Hey, where are the girls?
Patty's in the kitchen rehearsing. Kathy's cueing her. They gave me a preview. Patty's surprisingly good.
Boy, that's a mother's love.
She has a natural acting talent.
Oh, she gets that from my side of the family. My Uncle Ben. He was a used car salesman.
I don't know about your Uncle Ben, but Uncle Dory Sherry's interested in her. He's ordered 4 tickets for tomorrow's opening.
The Dory Sherry?
That's right. Somebody wrote to him about Patty.
Wonder who that could have been.
Martin, what if Patty decides she really wants to be an actress?
We'll send her to a good psychiatrist.
Patty, would you like some hot chocolate?
No, thank you, Mama. I have to watch my figure.
Cleopatra didn't.
How do you know? She was before your time.
I've seen pictures. I just came in to say goodnight to all you dear, sweet people.
Well, good night to dear sweet you.
I want to let you know that no matter what happens after tomorrow night, I'll never forget any of you.
That's a very comforting thought. And we will never forget you.
Are you planning on running away? After tomorrow night, you may all be in for a big surprise. But no matter where I go, I'll take you with me. Good night. I bid you fond good night. Dream sweet until tomorrow brings the morning light.
I wonder if they could build us a ham-shaped swimming pool.
In certain circles, that's called the prima donna bit.
You know something, Natalie? I really admire her. I mean, she didn't go after that part. They came to her. But she's really worked at it. She rehearses night and day. And I think it's begun to broaden her interests. When we went down to the newspaper, she spent the whole afternoon in the composing room.
Yeah. Good night, folks.
Patty's going to be good tomorrow night.
Good. She's going to be a smash.
Kathy, will you pass me the syrup, please?
Good morning, group.
Good morning, dear.
Good morning, Uncle Martin.
Hey, where's Patty?
She's getting dressed. She overslept.
Now, there I was, so nervous that I couldn't close my eyes all night, and Patty overslept. Well, you really have to hand it to her. Most kids would be in a state of panic if they knew Dory Sherry was going to be out front watching tonight. There's our little star.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning, Patty. Hi, sis.
Hi.
How is Patty?
She still can't talk, but there's nothing wrong with her. It's psychosomatic, the influence of the mind or the body. Patty is terrified of opening tonight.
But it's just a school play.
Well, apparently she has a feeling that a great deal hinges on it. She has a fear of failing. And the easiest way for her not to fail is not to put herself to the test. So her larynx simply refuses to function.
Why don't we try putting her in front of a telephone?
Martin,
Oh.
there must be something you can do.
There's nothing to worry about, Mrs. Lane. This condition will go away the moment her fear goes away.
That would be too late. The show opens tonight.
I'm so sorry. Why don't you go back to bed?
Do you want to go to school?
You want to go to school and tell them that you're not going to be in the play?
What are you going to say to them?
All right, once again, please. Well, there you are. I was getting worried. We can't have anything happen to our leading lady on opening night. Now, I'd like to run through the death scene once more. Get the ass.
Do we really have to?
What are you whispering for?
We can release 4 seats, Mr. Strassman. I just got the message that the group from Warner Brothers isn't coming.
I'm ready to rehearse the death scene, Mr. Strasberg.
Well, but Dory Sherry will be here, sir.
What? I feel disloyal taking your place, Patty. You should be on that stage tonight. Well, that's show business.
There'll be other shows, dear.
Sure there will. Gee, I'm sorry about this, kitten.
Are you sure you're going to be all right here alone? Dr. Lewis wants you to stay in bed and gargle every hour. We'll be back just as soon as the show's over.
Don't worry, Patty. You just relax. Know that I'll be right there, doing the best I know how. I won't be as good as you, of course, but the audience won't be disappointed. I mean, Cleopatra will be on that stage tonight. I want to wish you all the luck in the world. I'm getting my voice back. I can play the part. You'll see Dory Sherry. There. Shall we get the show on the road?
Well, Kathy, I just dropped in to tell you not to be nervous.
I'm not.
Oh. Well, you'll be fine. But just remember, speak up. Ringing tones. Not now to hear thee sing.
Not now to hear thee sing.
Well, that's the general idea. And remember the colors.
I'll try.
All right, break a leg.
Break a leg. Not now to hear thee sing. Not now to hear thee sing. Not now to hear thee sing. Oh. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Castle. No, they're not here. They went to the theater. It's our annual school play. I was supposed to star in the production of Antony and Cleopatra. Can you hear me? You can? Thank you. Bye. Not now to hear these things.
Kathy!
Quiet, everybody. Curtain's going up.
Nay, but this dotage of our generals o'erflows the measure. Those, his goodly eyes,
It's a shame Patty had to miss this. But Kathy's very good, isn't she?
She's a real actress. Her father will be delighted.
Patty will kill herself.
You're doing fine, Kathy.
Do you really think so?
Mean it. Mean it. It's dying. There's no fire.
And they say we shall end battle by the second hour in the morning.
Where's the Queen?
That's your cue. I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Strutton, but I couldn't help it.
No, but over there. You're supposed to enter from over there.
Thank you.
Oh, no, never mind. It's too late now. Go on from here.
The Queen, my lord, the Queen.
Oh, my lady, I have news.
I stand here.
I have news.
Speak up and answer my forebodings.
I talked to Caesar, O Cleopatra.
I cannot hear you.
I've talked to Caesar, O Cleopatra.
Come, falter not, but tell me the tidings. Yes, tell me, ere my heart is melted in its own anguished fire. The message, I implore you. The message, I implore you. Anthony?
The news is evil. He sends so poor an opinion of his wing, which has superfluous kings for messengers. Agrippa has begun to fight. Caesar's will is that I shall be taken alive.
Oh, Anthony. How heard you this?
Secure for me this message, written in the greatest of secrecy.
Go, Eros. Send his treasure after. Detain no jot, I charge thee. Agrippa has begun to fight. Caesar's will is that Antony be taken alive. That is verily what it says.
Go to her and comfort her, my lord.
These arms shall await your return. So shall these.
I am finished with thee, with both of thee. I bid you adieu.
Give me my robe and my crown. I have immortal longings in me.
Funniest thing I've seen in years.
Why doesn't one of them get off the stage?
Which one? Where's the ass? Give me the ass. I was here first. It's my ass. It's all my fault. I should have gotten off the stage when you came on, Patty. I just got caught up in the part. I'm sorry. It was all my fault. I never should have barged in on you. You were in the middle of a show.
Well, you should hear the audience. We're a smash. It's the best comedy I ever directed.
I want to thank you for one of the most enjoyable evenings I've had in years. Oh, my name is Ryan. I'm a talent scout for 20th Century Fox. You were excellent, young lady.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan.
But you, you were sensational.
Her name's Patty Lane. L-A-N-E. She's my sister.
She's our daughter.
Oh, well, you must be very proud. I think you've got a movie star on your hands. We have a picture coming up with a part that's perfect for you. You can come in tomorrow with your mother and father and discuss contracts. What do you say to that, Patty Lane?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
Hello.
Hey, chick, let's swing.
What's the matter?
Kath hasn't danced once all night.
Maybe she's anti-boy.
No red-blooded girl's anti-boy.
I'm really looking forward to the concert tonight.
Yeah, neither am I. Why can't we stay home tonight? It's our house.
Because Patty's entertaining and she doesn't want the Flintstones around.
Maybe we could get a visitor's permit.
Fine, then we could do that then.
Let's go.
Mary couldn't make it tonight, but I'm used to this. I always wind up with a dog.
Would you care for some punch?
Hey, Patty's the really Lady One, isn't she?
Lady One?
Brownsville, the bidder. You're Patty's cousin from Cubesville, aren't you?
No, I'm visiting here from Europe.
Funny. Would you like to do the hammer?
Do you mean dance?
Do I look like a carpenter? They do dance in Europe, don't they?
Of course. But I'm not used to this music yet. Perhaps they'll play a waltz.
Boy, you're older than you look. Come on, chick, let's swing. Hello, Kathy. Would you like to dance?
No, thank you, Craig. Excuse me. I'd better get some more sandwiches. I think she needs to be shot into orbit. Save my plate. I've been robbed! Hello, Tiger. Well, at least you love me. Henry, you just don't understand Kathy.
What's to understand? She's musty, too inferior.
She's afraid.
I'll clue you. Who needs a girl who's best from the neck up?
Kathy's not just an ordinary girl. She's traveled all around the world. Her father's a foreign correspondent. And the only reason she's living with us now is because he wants her to finish her school here. Kathy's a genius. Why, if she wanted to swing out, she could be a great scientist, a brain surgeon, a lawyer.
A spy for the FBI.
I'm not asking you to marry her. I just want you to pay some attention to
I'm
her.
not a philanthropist. Get someone else to water your wallflowers.
Harry's just dying to dance with you.
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. I just got this sudden headache and I'm going to bed. But it's chow time. I'm not very hungry.
I am. Let's eat.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from...
myself to water your wallflowers.
Hi, Kathy. Can you have chow with me, and then we'll cut it and cool it and make the big scene?
Later, Pound Cake. I've got to dig Kathy. She's Lady One, Wowsville. Kathy, I've got 2 front row seats for the latest hit play.
Excuse me, Patty. I'm going to try and get a date with Kathy. I'll bet she's the most popular girl in the whole world. I'll break my date with Patty and take you bowling.
You promised to have dinner with me.
Please don't fight over me. It's too embarrassing. I'm afraid I'm all booked up. The only night I have open is New Year's Eve, 1973.
You don't have to go bowling. Frankie Avalon opens tonight, and I've got a buddy who can get us in.
I'm terribly sorry, Richard. I have an engagement for this evening. That must be he. Ta-ta. I'm ready, Pound Cake.
Kathy, you're the dreamiest.
It's Frankie Avalon.
A Venus de Milo with arms. Down, beasts.
Another time, perhaps.
Bye.
Bye.
How was the party last night?
A swinger. You should have seen Tiger dance the hammer.
That's a sight I could do without.
Did you enjoy the party, Kathy?
Oh, yes, Aunt Natalie. Boy, you sure go with a bunch of loudmouths. I couldn't sleep. I know. You were too busy sneaking downstairs. It's my house, too. I got a permit.
Did you like the little joke in my editorial?
I'm not reading your editorial.
That figures. May I ask what you do find so amusing?
Aunt Jane, listen to this. Dear Aunt Jane, my boyfriend is a musician, but he's very shy. How do I get him to kiss me? Here's her answer. Pretend you're a saxophone.
Who's Aunt Jane?
She writes a know-how column for tight pants and sweets. What?
He's and hers. If you're not making it with your jack-o'-lantern, you gotta like swing with the Aunt Jane scene. You dig?
I'm sorry.
She tries to help teenagers, Kathy. Actually, she gives pretty good advice. Her jokes are pretty bad. Of course, what really bothers me is that Patty laughs at them.
Dear Aunt Jane, I sincerely hope you can help me with my problem. I would like to change my image. I am a terrible wallflower.
Boy, I've had wardens in my time, but old man Millhouse is a monster's monster.
Oh, he's an excellent teacher. I believe.
Just what we need, an excellent teacher. I bet he gave us that extra Latin homework just so we'd miss the basketball game.
With a teacher like him, you don't have to bother studying. You've already flunked.
Where will we work? In the kitchen. At least we can keep our strength up. Come on, Cat.
I'll be along in a minute.
Okay, later.
You Can Be Popular by Aunt Jane. Anyone can be popular, but there are certain rules that you must follow. Are you willing to do this? Oh, yes. There are a few simple tricks that will help you. For instance, when you are with your date and you find yourself tongue-tied, smile. Wider. Rule 1. Popular people are generous people. They give of themselves. Offer to help your friends. Yes,
I'll do it right away. You're a smart boy. Latin. Why couldn't the Romans have spoken English like everybody else?
If they did, we could be at the basketball game right now.
Yeah. I finished my Latin thesis. If any of you are having any trouble with yours, I'd be delighted to help you. She's pure mind. She gets an A+ in Latin.
You sure you don't mind? Gee, this is wonderful.
Rule 1. Offer to help your friends. Now that you have conquered Rule 1, we can move on to Rule 2. You have proved you are generous, and it worked out fine, didn't it? Certainly helped my Latin. Rule 2 is, always be honest and frank. Your personality will become a magnet that attracts weaker people to you. The only way to help people is to tell them the truth. Remember, no one respects a dish rag. That's it. I've been a dish rag.
Hi, Kat.
Hello, Uncle Martin. A letter from Father.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He's in Paris. I'm home. Hello, Aunt Natalie.
Hi, Kathy. Patty.
Hi, Mom.
I was worried about you. The gridiron dinner starts at 7 o'clock.
I'm sorry I'm late. I stopped to pick up my new dress. How do you like it?
Very smart.
Sleeky. It's very... Aunt Natalie, would you like me to be honest?
Certainly, Kathy.
I feel it makes you look a bit heavy. Well, it's important to be honest and frank. It's the only way to be helpful.
Of course.
The color is wrong, too. It's too young for you.
Thank you for your honest and frank opinion. If you'll excuse me, I'll go change into something thinner and older.
Oh, now, honey, don't get your feelings hurt. It does make you look a little hippie. I think Kathy was right to be frank.
Nobody likes a dish rack.
That's right.
Is it? Then you might take off the one you're wearing around your neck.
This? Well, you love me in bow ties.
That was 20 years ago. Your neck was thinner. It makes you look like Joe College.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
You never asked me before.
Well, Natalie,
Look, folks, don't let's start an argument.
As long as it's Truth Day, young lady, I'd like to tell you about your irritating habit of constantly interrupting.
I was only trying to
In fact,
stop.
your manners in general could stand a great deal of improvement.
Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me.
You're too shaggy. Excuse me. I only followed Rule 2. By now, you should be making definite progress on the road to popularity. Where did I go wrong? To have people interested in you, you must be interested in them. I am. And you must let them know it. Ask questions. Nothing flatters a person more than to be asked about himself. The more you want to know about them, the more interested they know you are. Rule 3. Be interested. Ask questions. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Kathy. Is Patty home?
No, she isn't. Can I help you?
I just wanted to return her math book.
Oh, I'll give it to her for you.
Okay, thank you. I never did thank you for helping me with my Latin.
That's all right.
It was really nice of you. Well, I mean, you don't find many girls who go out of their way to help you with your Latin.
I was glad to do it.
You're a very unusual girl, Kathy.
Am I?
Maybe it's because you were brought up in Europe. But you're awfully continental. In a nice way, I mean. And you're very honest.
Rule 2.
What?
I make it a rule 2.
Oh.
I mean, nobody likes a dish rat.
I never thought of it like that. You're very interesting. I'm usually pretty shy around girls. But you're very easy to talk to.
So are you. I'm usually shy around boys.
You? Oh, you're kidding me. You probably dated a lot of older men. Europeans. I'll bet they're different, aren't they?
They've had more experience. But they've been at it longer.
Yeah. I guess you must find us pretty boring. I mean, it must be hard for a beautiful genius like you to find someone interesting to talk to.
Thank you. It's not that hard. For example, I find you very interesting.
You do?
Definitely. I think you're very unusual.
I suppose I am. Well, I dream a lot. Well, I mean, I have plans. I know what I want to do with my future. I feel you have to know what you want to be, and plan for it, and work for it.
Certainly an admirable attitude. What are you going to be, Craig?
Either a movie star or a dentist.
That's wonderful.
Well, I've sure enjoyed talking to you. Bye.
Bye. Rule 3. Be interested. Ask questions. Craig!
Yes?
Where were you born?
Where was I born?
Yes.
Omaha.
Isn't that exciting?
You must be thinking of some other Omaha.
Tell me about your family.
What do you want to know?
Everything, Craig Whitlaw. Whitlaw is a very unusual name.
You know something.
What?
You have a reason for asking all these questions, don't you? Someone told you to.
Well, in a way, yes.
I knew we'd never live it down. Okay, my Uncle Harvey's a bigamist. That's why we changed our name and left Omaha. But it's no use. No matter where we go, there'll always be some snoop digging up our family skeleton.
Be interested. Ask questions. Cap? Cap? Don't you want any dinner? What's a thorn? Me, in everyone's side. I'm going to be the youngest old maid in America. Holy moly. You can be popular. No, I can't. Even Aunt Jane couldn't help me. Only 3 lessons and everybody hates me. Some people are just meant to be wallflowers. Perhaps I'll be a lighthouse keeper. You're no wallflower. Why, you're the smartest girl I know. That's not what counts. Not with boys. And boys are what count. You're smarter than I thought. But you can't be a wheel by reading a rule book. That's fakey. If you want the monsters to dig you, you have to light your own scene. Don't be dual. Dual? Don't you speak any English. Be yourself. When I'm myself, I'm by myself. You have to work with what you've got. What have I got? That's what we're going to find out. It should be easier. You've traveled all over the world. I could talk about the Louvre or La Scala. That's how you wind up being babysitter to a lighthouse. It's no use. Dancing's always a good gimmick. I mean, you start out with the boy's arms around you. I can waltz. Marvy, is that the only dance you know? I don't know any of the latest dances, except for some Zambesi tribal dances Father took me to in Africa. They were quite interesting. Great. I've got a Zambesi tribal dance around my hands. Of course, I don't have the downbeat, but the rhythm goes like this. You're in orbit! Well, Zambesi people are river people, and they start by pulling in their boat. And then they inspect the nets. Cuckoo! Isn't that wild? And then they push the boat to the river.
Something she picked up in Africa. On a safari.
Crazy.
And then, with their nets full, they go home.
Kathy, show me this part again.
Oh, well, that's pushing
No,
down.
show me this one.
Oh, now let me see.
How about this part?
Pushing the boat and then rowing in
No, how about this one, Kathy? Show me.
Why don't we all learn it together? Let's start with pushing.
It's an authentic African tribal dance.
Yeah?
And then...
Boy, I really dig that exotic bit. No, I gotta get some pointers from Kathy.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hello, Kathy.
I'm sorry I'm late. Craig and I stopped at the library.
You've had half a dozen phone calls. The messages are on the table.
Thank you. That is a lovely dress, Aunt Natalie.
This old thing, why, it's 5 years old.
It's very becoming. It makes you look so slim.
Thank you.
I don't know how long this new phase is going to last, but I like it.
I read your editorial today, Uncle Martin. It was brilliant.
Let's not overdo it.
I'll get it, Aunt Natalie. Hello? I told you not to call me. We have to be careful. I can't talk now. Please, don't you understand? I can't talk now.
If you don't mind, I think I'll split. Suddenly I have this terrible headache. I think I'll get in the rack. Say hello for me to whoever it is.
She's gone, Richard. I can talk now.
Oh, no.
Tomorrow? Certainly. I'll meet you after biology class at the gym. Mm-hmm. Oh, you'd better make it around the back so she won't know. Fine. Good night.
You're, seeing Richard?
I was trying to think of a way to repay Patty for being so wonderful to me. So Richard and I are planning a surprise party for her. Won't she be thrilled?
I know I am.
Dear Aunt Jane, I have this terrible problem. My cousin is a rat. She's been trying to steal this beast I've been going with. And I want you to help me.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike,
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose